Hey guys, so today's video is all about high school. I will be giving you my top 5 tips on how to conquer high school and make these 4 years the best years of your life so far. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and comment down what more tips you have for people who might be freshmen or moving into a new high school. The first tip I have is to stay organized right from the start. My first 2 years of high school, I wasn't like that. I kind of just threw stuff in my binders. I didn't write assignments down, and it got really tricky to know where things were or what days things were due. So my suggestion is when you get a homework assignment that you write it first in your agenda or you put it in your phone, whichever you use, and then you stick the paper in your binder in the proper section. If it's hole punched, you put it right in the hole punch section, or if it's not, you put it in the folder in the front of the right binder. Don't just throw it in your bag. And then when you get home, what I like to do is I would take those papers that weren't hole punched and then I would hole punch them and then put them in the proper section so that they wouldn't fall out. And I found that that made it a whole lot easier when all my pages were in the section that they belonged in and not just compiled in the front because they weren't hole punched. So just in general, staying organized really helps high school go a lot smoother, and it helps you be able to know when due dates are and have your specific assignments and not lose anything. My second tip is to really take advantage of extra things outside of school, like football games or going to musicals or club. In my first few years, I didn't really do this. I kind of just stayed outside of those things because I was really shy. Well, I still am, but I kind of was nervous that I wouldn't have friends there or stuff like that, so I wouldn't go to those things. But that's the perfect way for you to make friends, and I think it's really important because not only are you going and you're supporting your school in sports or going and serving people if there's like a service club, but you're getting to socialize and make friends from different grades and different backgrounds, and so it's really cool and a great opportunity if you're new to a school or if you're a freshman. Going along with making friends, I think it's really important that you don't get stressed out if you don't find friends right away. High school, let's be honest, is kind of cliquey, but it makes sense because people who like the same things or similar will kind of gravitate towards each other in that respect. So don't be offended if at first people aren't coming up to you and asking for your name or inviting you to things, because I think that's pretty normal. Me, myself, I don't have a huge amount of friends at school, but I have a few that are like my bestest friends. They're also from church and dance and stuff like that. So don't be afraid if you don't have a whole ton of friends like you think you're supposed to. Anyways, just don't worry if you don't have a ton of friends, like you're not very popular or you don't have a solid group of friends, but just try to find that one or two people that maybe share a lot of classes with you that you can go to ask for help or maybe become closer friends with outside of school. I decided this year going into school that I wouldn't let the amount of friends I have bother me, or I wouldn't depend on maybe this certain person liking me or this group of people inviting me to things. I wouldn't let that bother me, and I would just focus on my school, because high school is school. I mean, yeah, football games, like I mentioned, and friends are really important and really help strengthen your high school experience. But at the end of the day, you're there to learn, and so that should be your number one priority. And I've noticed that as I remember that, and as I, just try to do my hardest at school and stay on top of my schoolwork, that friends will come and I'll be able to socialize with people that way. So don't be afraid if you don't have a ton of friends. Don't get involved in drama, and I know sometimes it's hard to not spread around something you heard about this person or that person, or it's kind of hard not to say something rude back to someone. But in my experience, not that I get involved in drama, but from what I've seen, just try to stay out of things. If you hear something, like someone said something about you, just brush it off, because, people are teenagers and, we all say things. Try not to retaliate against them, and don't try to confront people if you can help it. If it's not a big deal, then it's not a big deal, and just brush it off, because not everyone will like you. And something that's really important to remember is that word does get around if you say something about a person. But I mean, everyone talks about things. I know it's hard not to, but just try not to be a huge gossiper, because people will figure it out and it will get really just kind of uncomfortable, and you don't know what could happen, I guess. Just try to be friendly to everyone and speak nicely. Just don't get into drama, because it will honestly just mess up your high school experience. And you just want to be on good standing with everyone. Not that you need people to like you, but just because you don't want, such a reputation of being confrontational or starting drama. Okay. My last tip is just overall to be confident in yourself. If you walk into high school and you're just kind of into yourself, like, scared, and you're obviously scared, and you obviously don't know, who you are, or you don't know where to go, people really do see that. A lot of people picture the freshmen like that, and I mean, yeah, freshmen are like that, but just even if you're not a freshman, or if you are a freshman, just try to project confidence. Stand and walk with your your shoulders back and with a smile, and be friendly to people. And when you talk to people, don't look at the ground or at the ceiling, look right in their eyes. Project in class, just your basic stuff like that really makes a difference in projecting confidence, because if people see that you're confident, they'll totally forget that you don't know what's going on or you don't know what you're doing. So if you're asking a question, make sure that you are totally focused, and you're not worried about it, because people understand that you're new, or everyone doesn't know some things at some point. So don't worry about it, just be confident in yourself, and you'll learn, and it'll be great. So basically all that I was saying is just, people know when you're confident, people know when you're not, and it's really cool when people who are asking questions or are unsure of themselves still are confident in that. And a lot of people will gravitate towards others who are confident and are sure of themselves. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some more tips about high school and how just to be more confident with yourself, and how to stay on top of things, because school is for you to learn. But while you're at it, you may as well make a few friends or create memories, because I know that in high school, while I am trying to succeed, and the little things that happen in high school, if it's something embarrassing or someone says something about you, just brush it off and keep going, because it will get better. We all have awkward times in our lives that it just seems like no one likes you or stuff like that. Just brush it off and you'll be great. Just be confident. I believe in you. So yeah, I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you next video. Bye. I forgot what I was gonna say. And be a good grade student, I guess. What was I trying to say? Okay, let's start over.